Okay, we are going to learn when to use different types of cables. So if you look at here, all the cables are found here. Now, we need to use cables. Either you connect a router to a switch, or a switch to a router, or switch to switch, computer to switch, computer to router. We always need cables. Now, let's take this router. Just I want to show you something here. One is empty, another is a router. So if I come here, if you look at here, and if I come here, and if you look at here, you see there is a difference. Like, in order to connect the cables, now let me draw here. For example, let's say you have a cable, is any type, doesn't matter, this is a cable. The cable has a connector. This connector is actually called RJ45, and this connector has to go into a port, okay, and this is the port. Now there are different types of ports. So ports, interface, they are the same thing. So if you come here, if you look at here, these are different ports or interfaces, okay. So for example, this is fiber optics, okay, this is serial, okay, and this is fast Ethernet. Now if I remove this one, for this one he doesn't have any ports, so where would you connect the connector? You can't connect the connector, so you need to be very careful. And now look at here very carefully. If you run out of the ports, then you cannot connect the connector, so there are empty slots. You need to turn off this one, and after that you need to get, like for example, if you want gigabit Ethernet, you can connect gigabit Ethernet. You look at here, you can connect gigabit Ethernet, okay. Now first let me remove this one, or I can keep this one. So if you look at here, I want to do something here, it will not work. Why? Because I didn't turn off. So first turn off. Let me get some gigabit Ethernet, some Ethernet, fast Ethernet. So if you look at here, FE fast Ethernet, GE gigabit Ethernet, okay. Then I will need some serial as well. This is serial, okay. Now if you look at here, we have these two devices. If I get, let me get some switches as well. And let me get some computers as well. Let me get a server here as well. Okay, now first of all, if you do this one, this is automatic connection. What is this automatic connection? Like for example, if you come here, if you click here, and if you click here, it will automatically connect. It will automatically select a port, and it will automatically connect a port. Now if you look at here, he has selected here serial, this is serial, and he has selected here as well serial, this is also serial. So his selection is all good. So you connect serial with serial. You cannot connect, you connect serial with serial. You cannot connect a serial with fast Ethernet. Why? Because if you look in the back of these devices, their ports are different, okay. So it's not something like you have USB B and you are connecting with USB C. It doesn't work like that way. So on both the sides you need to have the same. So we have serial, that is acceptable, okay. Now fast Ethernet or gigabit Ethernet, they all use RJ45, okay. So that is why actually you can connect Ethernet with fast Ethernet. Technically you can connect it, but there is a problem. Problem is you will have a bottleneck. What is the bottleneck? In Ethernet the speed is 10. In fast Ethernet the speed is 100, okay, Mbps. So you see, like you can send data at 100 Mbps of speed, but here the data can go only at 10 Mbps. You see the problem? The same thing happens with gigabit. Gigabit Ethernet is more powerful than fast Ethernet. So that is why it is recommended to connect Ethernet with Ethernet, fast Ethernet with fast Ethernet, or gigabit Ethernet with gigabit Ethernet. Now technically you can connect them otherwise, but you will have this kind of problems, okay, a lot of problems. However, with the serial, as I said, like you cannot connect with anything else. It has to be serial with serial only, okay. Now let me delete this auto connection. Always try to avoid this auto connection. People who don't understand, only for them is auto connection, because you understand what connection should be there. In order to delete, you need to come here and delete this one. Now, so if you look at here, let's say for example, if I want to connect serial, I will come here serial, I will come here and find serial. Now we know what is serial. The serial connections are used only between routers. You cannot use anywhere else, okay, only between routers. This is an old type of connection, is not used anymore, but it's still there in the packet tracer. In some cases it is used, but try to avoid serial connection until and unless it's in the exam question. Or you can use, if you run out of ports, you can use serial. Now you see these two ports, they are called this is called straight through, and this is called crossover. Now what is the difference between straight through and crossover? If you connect different layer devices, you know, layer 2, layer 3, if you connect same layer devices, like for example layer 3 with layer 3, layer 2 with layer 2. First of all, you need to remember a switch is a layer 2 device. A switch can be a layer 3 device as well, but we are not looking into that, okay. So it depends on the questions and all these things. There are layer 3 switches as well. Usually switches are layer 2. Router is a layer 3 device, a PC is a layer 3 device. So if you connect, for example, switch to switch, it will be crossover, because you are connecting same layer devices. If you are connecting, look, this is a server. Server is like a computer, okay. So server is also a layer 3. Router is also a layer 3. So what will be the, usually we will use this one, but in some cases you will find a straight through. They have MDIX set over there, but it's completely fine. If you find their straight through, that's completely fine. But if you connect a PC with the router, it has to be always with the straight. But this is something will never happen, okay. You will not directly connect a PC with a router. A PC always goes through a switch, okay. A PC always goes through a switch. Now there is MDI and MDIX things, okay. TX, RX things as well, transmit, receive. I'm not going into those things, okay. Just what I said, just remember, you will never have to do this one usually, because with the help of MDI and MDIX, it is fixed automatically, okay. Now let's come here. So if you are using switch to switch connection, then use this one. If you are using computer to switch, it will be straight through. Computer to switch, because they're straight through. Then router to router, it will be again the same, crossover, okay. Now let's just do this one. So router to router, it will be crossover. Fast Ethernet, you see I'm connecting with fast Ethernet. So if you are connecting gigabit, let's say if you have gigabit here, gigabit, try connect with gigabit. Just make sure that those things are okay. Now if you are connecting a switch with a router, it will be straight through. See, fast Ethernet. And a computer with a switch, fast Ethernet, okay. Now very important thing, there is another cable that you will also need, which is called console, okay. Now why we use console? These cable are for data transfer, okay. These cable are for data transfer. Now for example, if I take this one here, you will send data from here to here, and from here to here, from here to here. However, let's say for example you want to manage this device, okay, like configure this device or manage this device. Then the cable that we use is the console cable, this one, console cable. Okay, so what is the console cable? So if you come here, you connect with RS323 with the console port. Okay, now you come here, you come to the terminal. Okay, terminal is a software, this is not command line, terminal. So usually you will use PuTTY or TeraTerm, something like that. So if you come to terminal, you see here you are connected to the switch, and you can start configuring the switch. Now you need to understand this console is only used for direct management of a device, whether it's a router or a switch. And however, these cables are for data transfer. This is the easiest technique, like layer things, okay? Or if you can remember, but if you see something like a router is connected with a straight through cable to a server, okay, so I don't have an extra slot, that is also completely fine. Okay, because in modern switches it doesn't, they automatically with MDI and MDIX, they fix those things. Okay, there is something called TX-RX, so there is 1.2 which is used as TX on a server, then that is also used on a router as TX, so we need to change it. I'm not going into those things to confuse you, just remember that layer things, but in reality is not the layer things, it's something which has to do with the TX-RX. Okay, maybe in another day I will explain that one.